PUTINWORKTV. We've enjoyed watching your journey and growth as an artist / creator, Cinner in the New England scene, and we really want to hear more about your story. Basically, our objective here is allowing our guests to share their stories without judgment or opinion, front and center, in front of the camera, in front of the audience.
So this is a judgment-free zone.
It's a judgment-free zone. Let's dive straight in, and that literally means like, yo, if something happened to you, somebody died, some crazy experience, this is the time to put it on the line.
Just be open.
How did it all begin? You know what I mean?
Let's get it.
That's the first question I got for you. How did it all begin?
How did it all begin? How did I get into this podcast thing?
Most definitely.
I'm not even gonna lie. Honestly, I wasn't into the podcast thing at all. Like, I was just posting on Instagram all the time, talking my shit, talking my, like, real bitch, gangsta bitch shit. You know, that's what I do. Like, I bring the feeling back. Like,
okay.
You know, being from the gutter, being from Brockton. Shout out to Brockton.
Shout out to Brockton for sure.
Big Brockton bees out here. So
Van
it's
Buren
like...
records, all that.
Yes, Van Buren. Big shout out to Van Buren. I'm fucking with them the long way. Big shout out to these flyers also. Just being out there and being a hood booger. Just waking up every day, bored up in your crib, tired, just venting to Instagram. I ran into my bro D-Mall and he took liking to my posts, and he had already had BNF established, so he put me on as a co-host. And once he put me on as a co-host, I was like, you know what, fuck it. Niggas is fucking with me. I might as well do something with it.
Might as well. That's a
fact.
fact.
I did what I had to do.
So what was it like growing up from where you're from? You know, is there a big story there? Like, is that a big part of the reason why you are the way you are? And along with that question about your environment, it's like, you know, what does it do? What does it do to shape who's Sin?
Well, for one, I'm 100% Cape Verdean. So, you know, being Cape Verdean, you're expected, African parents, island parents, period, you're expected to grow up a certain way. You know what I mean? The entertainment business to them is a joke. So even if I was to even tell my mom what I'm doing, it's like, bitch, what? You ain't a doctor? You ain't a nurse? But growing up with Islanders, my mom was very strict. I didn't really have shit to do. I grew up in the hood. I grew up on Spring Street. Big shout out to Spring Street. It molded me to who I am today. Grew up just around a lot of crackheads and bullshit. Like, you see it right then and there. You're young and you see it. And then you see the dope boys and their nice cars, and everybody's coming through the hood looking good, and you have a decision to make right then and there at a young age. Am I gonna do what I gotta do in school, even though my parents, I can't stand them, or am I gonna just look at where the money's coming from? And I had that decision to make, and the decision I made because having a single mom and my dad was a bad alkie, I just chose the streets. Well, I feel like the streets chose me.
No, you definitely chose them.
You think so?
It just came natural to you.
Yeah, it did, because it really did come natural to me, because a lot of my family members was already in it. So seeing them getting the money they was getting and whoever the fuck they was around, I was like, you know what?
This was destined for me. I was always going to do
I'm
this.
a female. I could do this. But one positive thing I could say about my pops is that motherfucker right there, he was a great entertainer. Had the best parties back in the day. Lit nigga. Shout out to my fucking father. So I feel like a lot of my personality and a lot of how I am, I get it from my pops. My mom was more of like the hustler. That's why I got the hustler.
I hear a strong accent. It's like a mixture of a Bostonian accent and something else.
Everybody
like,
be saying it's a Bostonian accent, it's a Southie accent. It's a fucking New England accent.
It's a New England accent.
It's a New England accent.
We're gonna leave it at that. I just needed to touch on that because I'm like, damn, I swear I'm hearing something.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, like, sometimes it really just be coming out the way it comes out because everybody that I'm surrounded by. Like, a lot of my uncles, they dated a lot of mulatto women, a lot of Puerto Rican white women, and they were raised out here in Massachusetts, New England. They're not, how we would say, cultured. They don't really have too much culture in them. They're American. So that accent from over here, it's going to grow on us too, whether I'm Cape Verdean, whoever the fuck I am. But I feel like that's a New England accent. If you're from New England and you are in the crowd and you're doing certain shit, you're gonna catch on to that accent. Some people do, some people don't. I don't fucking know.
Most definitely. How you think music altered your life? What is it that changed?
I love music. Music is the reason why I get out of bed. I swear to God. I some days I wake up so fucking depressed that I gotta turn on a certain song and
to amp you back up.
Exactly.
Put
turn
the
on
battery
a
in your
certain
back.
song, roll up my blunt, and then I'll listen to that song, and it'll be so uplifting that I was like, I gotta get out of bed.
What's that feel good song for you?
My feel good song right now is I'm not even gonna lie, Drake, Rich Flex.
Yo, listen, that album did something. What you saying?
Yo,
let's not even get into that. Let me stop playing. What does your discography look like? Like what can somebody who unknowingly found out about you through, the grace of the algorithm and they're now listening to Sin share her story, what can they expect from your discography? What does it look like? Is it lit? Is it bad bitch talk? Is it money talk? Is it self-improvement? Is it traumas and horrors of what happened to you in your past? What's it looking like? You know what I mean?
It's everything. And I'm just getting started. I really feel like at the end of the day, I can't really answer that question to the T because a bitch is like 3-4 episodes in and really just stepping into her own spotlight and believing in herself. I'm tackling everything. I want to get in touch with gay people that are popping out here that don't have a voice because a lot of people really look at it like, okay, the gays got to stay over here, straight music got to stay over here, black, white, whatever. I feel like we're very segregated in Boston. Everything meshes everywhere else. We're mad segregated out here. So I just want to give everybody a chance. That's what my shit's about. I don't care what you're doing or how you're doing it. Like, hopefully one day I get so popping that everybody that's doing my hair and makeup, I can interview them too because they're very fucking talented and I feel like everybody deserves a chance whether you take it or not.
And going off what you said, what is it that you're trying to give them, your audience? Because everyone gets something from somebody when they listen to a song, whether it's an emotion, whether it's affirmation, whether it's a release, they're running from pain or they're running towards pleasure. What is it you're giving your audience?
Realness.
Authenticity,
it's me. Everything I give is raw. Everything that I say, it's not scripted. I don't think about, for instance, this interview. You didn't tell me these questions you're about to ask me, but I'm going with the flow. I'm gonna say whatever comes to mind. So that's what I'm bringing back. I'm bringing back that raw bitch. I'm bringing back no makeup. And not saying I'm anti-surgery, but a lot of bitches need to get up in the morning and fill up their
face
lips,
themselves,
lift up their face, and they can't even face themselves because once they wake up, they hate what they see. So they're always, I'm bringing back realness. That's all I want to bring back. I want to show all the little girls that don't let this wave of plastic surgery and makeup and putting needles in places that necessarily don't even need to be there is what makes you beautiful. Just be you, be hilarious. 'Cause I'm hilarious. That's how I back every nigga I get.
But to get to that point, you had to go through a journey. So in the same way, I can ask you, like, what is your process of creating and what did you learn from it? Because there's a mode you have to enter every time Sin needs to make a track. She needs to make a project. She needs to create a body of work that will be remembered.
I'm not gonna lie, it's mad natural. If I be lit and I'm thinking something, record. I automatically record.
You don't waste any time.
I don't waste any time. I automatically, if I'm in bed, I wake up, I think of something that I feel like people are gonna relate to, I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna see what the feedback is. I don't give a fuck. I'll wake up, drool right here, lash to the left. I remember one time I had sex. And the next morning, I woke up and the nigga nutted on my eye the night before. My lashes was gone.
Yeah, it was gone.
And I had to give advice to the ladies. Like, no, do not let a nigga nut in your face if you just got your lashes done.
For real.
Them shits is like lash removal, my nigga.
You just learned something new.
Yes.
What an interesting way to say that. That was amazing.
Come on. It's a very natural thing. Like, nigga, I just wake up and I fucking record and whoever feels it. And honestly, a lot of people in New England have been feeling me, and that's what keeps me going.
What'd you learn from the process? What's the biggest lesson you learned?
Time is of the essence. Patient. What is it? I got to
time is money.
No, I have it tatted on me. Patience is a virtue. That's what I wanted to say. Patience is a virtue. I used to really want to give up. Like 2 years ago when D-Mall first brought me on, I used to always want to give up. Like, oh, I don't give a fuck about this shit. I ain't getting paid about this shit. Don't nobody want to give a fuck about me. The only people that are talking to me are people in Brockton. Then when people started reaching out to me in New York, people are reaching out to me in CT, people are reaching out to me in different parts of fucking Massachusetts I didn't know. I was like, bitch, keep on fucking going. Gas. Because what am I really losing out on?
And that seems like a very big motivator. I was going to ask you what motivates you the most, but I think it's seeing your impact and the distance it's traveled when you think you're not good enough and another person from another state takes it upon himself to send you a message because they believe telling you that your artwork helped them in some way was so important. And I think that's amazing. So what do you wish you would have known before you started this journey? If there's somebody pulled you aside and said, yo, Sin, boom, 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 boom. It's going to take this. This is going to happen like that. You got to know this before you go in. Watch out for this. What are, let's say, 5 things, put a number on it. What are 5 things you wish you would have known, like, before starting?
5 things I wish I would have known. The dedication that you need to these type of situations.
Okay.
You have to be very dedicated. Communication.
Okay, that's very big.
You have to be able to communicate with your producers, communicate with people who really do believe in you, communicate with your fans. Like, communicate with people who really fuck with you and are buying your merch and they want to see you grow. Number 3 would have to be punctuality. I suck at punctuation. Like, as I grow so much more, I realize that punctuation is so important. It's so fucking important. And I need to work on my punctuation. Number 4, accepting. I have a hard time accepting new people in my circle or accepting people that I don't know. So people kind of sometimes find me as standoffish, but it's just a trust thing with me. Like, I don't really know people. So when people approach me that I don't know, like, oh my God, you have a podcast. It's like, nigga, who the fuck are you? Like, I have to learn how to tone it down. Like, yo, girl, you're in the spotlight now. You got to talk to people.
People just want to show you some love.
Exactly. And I be scared. I be scared.
At least you be honest, though.
I be on my...
So how does that and not how does that affect your creative process? Like, when your personal life and your creative endeavors meet in the middle, right? People see you out and they know you have a podcast and they're like, "Yo, Sin," but hold on now. You just had a real calm day. You just ran all your errands. You about to go see the family. You about to go lay up with somebody. Or you're about to go get some work done. And now, both your lives have been met at an intersection. So how do you deal with your personal life spilling into your creative process or vice versa?
That's a good fucking question. Balance. I just try to balance everything. And I'm just learning this now. I can't lie to you. I was out of control 3-4 months ago. I didn't know how to balance shit. Now I say no to a lot of shit.
So you have boundaries now.
Yes. Now I've built boundaries. Like, I was a yes. Oh, I'll do this. I'll do that. Now it's just like, nah. So when it comes to personal life and like podcasts and like this life, I just had to learn balance. And then when it comes to interacting with people I don't know, I just try to take it as something positive. If somebody's talking to me and they're telling me how much they love my voice or you have a distinct voice, I remember you from somewhere, I accept it and take it as it is.
So I hope you enjoying this interaction with PUTINWORKTV because we getting in deep. So so what do you? No, it's okay. You can take care of that. So what do you enjoy the most about, whether it be art, whether it be music? What is it that gives you that dopamine hit?
Interacting with my peoples. That's that interaction.
So explain that.
Knowing that somebody feels me. Sometimes, people be like, oh, well, you have friends. Talk to your friends. Bitch, I got like 2 or 3 friends. And half the time, they be roasting me about the shit that I be saying. Like, boobs, you're bugging. Oh, Sin, you're bugging, but my friends call me boobs. That's my hood.
Yeah, we won't call her that. We can stick this in. That's why she had to correct herself, guys. Don't call her boobs. Yeah, call her Sid.
So it's like, I got my friends, but like when I interact with people on the internet and it gives me that dopamine, like, yeah, girl, like, yeah.
You like, let me keep going with this shit.
Keep going. Somebody gonna hear me. Somebody gonna feel me. So I like that a lot.
So what would you tell somebody who's looking to start their careers and get to where you're at? And what I mean by that statement is getting to a place where they're confident in themselves, they believe in themselves, and just like you had those thoughts where you didn't think you could do this, or you didn't know that you had an impact until other people start letting you know and reaching out to you. What would you tell somebody? Somebody's watching this right now and they're like, yo, Cin's an artist in New England. She's a female. She's putting on. She's believing in herself. She had to get through the same struggles I'm going through right now. What are you telling them right now?
I'm telling them to keep being yourself and gas. Just gas. Especially if you got people that believe in you. Like, shout out to Rob. Shout out to Noble. Shout out to the whole team, the Put in Work team, everybody that's over here that really does help me. And without them, without a team, if you got a good team and you got people that, Sin, you got to do this, you got to do that, just keep going. Even if you don't got a team and it's just you believing in yourself and you know you got a talent, keep doing that too. Because, there's a lot of people who just post stupid shit nowadays and get found. So if you really feel like you belong on TV, you really feel like you're famous, just keep grinding. And number one, be yourself. Because it's going to be hard to be 6 or 7 people.
Yeah.
You could be like
the real
30,
one's going to come out at some point.
Yeah, like sooner or later. You could be 30 people on social media making skits and you're this, but you suck at meeting people. You know what I mean? Like you meet people and they're like, oh, she's hard to work with. I don't want to work with her. So it's like, be yourself. Gas, pedal to the metal, and just remember, if this is what you envision, this is what you see, do it.
Do it. That's great advice. And so what's been the hardest part of your journey? Because maybe what's been the hardest for you is the hardest for them, or maybe they can learn from a mistake you made in an obstacle that kept reoccurring. So what was the hardest part?
The hardest part for me was believing in myself. To keep it a stack with you, that was the hardest part. It was me believing in myself, because I really didn't take this shit serious. Dreams are real, and I didn't take my dreams real. Like, I had a voice, people loved my voice, but I never took it serious. So just believing in myself was the hardest part. Once I got over that hurdle, and I would go certain places, and like I said, people would really recognize me. I'll be like, damn, like, maybe I should keep going on with this. Maybe this is good. So believing in myself was like the hardest part of this whole process.
Is there any experience that you'd be willing to share that changed your whole perspective on music? Whether it was something from your childhood, whether it was something in a studio, in a musical setting that said, that told you, you know what, this is a different life, and maybe I'm willing to pay the price to live this.
I'm not gonna lie. Meeting Damona from Philly.
Explain that.
She was so much like me, and she's older than me, and not that much older than me. Shout out to Damona. And she just gave me a great piece of advice, like, yo, just always know that there's a way out. Like, we don't always gotta live like this. We don't gotta be these hood girls. Like, don't let nobody step on your neck, like, type shit like that. So seeing somebody who came from something just like me and just being a hood-ass chick and keeping it real, that kind of changed my perspective on everything. And that really made me grind harder. Like I said, like, she was mad inspirational, dog. And for her to tell me and do what she did, I fucked with it the long way. And I still fuck with her on that, dog, to this day. Just waiting to get that interview with her.
And now look at you here doing the interview.
Exactly.
But she showed you it was possible, and that kind of broke your mindset.
Yeah, it broke a lot of my mindset. The interviews she's doing right now, I be looking at her like, damn, like, you really came from nothing, girl. Like, she came from nothing. So it's like, yeah, that inspired me.
So I don't want to say, where do you see yourself in 5 years? But I want to say, what do you see yourself becoming? What does Sin become in the next 5 years? Because I think who you become has to do with character, has to do with spirit, and it has to do with grit. How much could you take on? How much of life's burden could you carry and still, overcome your personal challenges?
So that was kind of like a long question. I ain't gonna lie.
But I wanted to get deep in there.
I know
want
you did.
To see.
To break it down, in the next 5 years, I see myself like, I always make this comparison because I love Cardi B. And I kind of like praise her for the strength that she has to take on the whole world. Because like right now it's like her versus the world, her music, everything that's going on. I don't feel like I ever want to be that big. Because I'm a very sensitive person, believe it or not. I'm mad sensitive, and like, I'm just the type of person I love to live life a certain way, and seeing how she had to dim her light once she got famous, that shit fucks with me. I don't like that. So if anything, I just want to be lit out in New England. I want to give New England a voice. I want to be that check-in. Like, yo, check-in with Sin. Like, you got to get an interview with her. Or you're like, yo, I'm very into, like, hosting and shit. Like, yo, if you have a party, have her host. Like, so in the next 5 years, I just see myself as a lit-ass Massachusetts female who, when you come through, you are going to check in with me, and we are going to make some boss moves, and we are going to make some money.
So you want to be the spot where people have to go to, like, you know what, tapping in with Sin is the best move you can make.
Like, yeah, that's the best moves you can make. Like, you ain't having a good time, or you ain't really see nothing if you ain't tapping with Sin. And like I said, niggas are sleeping on Brockton. I'm going to bring a lot of light to Brockton. A lot of these stars that are coming out to Boston, we gonna go to Brockton too.
Stamp them now. Stamp it now. So where do you see the New England hip-hop, art, rap scene, whatever you want to call it, can you see us breaking into the industry? Do you think we have enough firepower to make people pay attention? What is it in your opinion?
We do. We just gotta support each other. We have to support each other. That's it. I feel like Boston just has a way of hindering each other, whether it be, oh, he's from that hood, or, oh, he's kind of weird, he raps about this. Like, we should all support each other as artists. Like, I don't give a fuck if you rap about counting sheep. If you're having a big show and you got people coming through, even if I'm rapping about selling crack, I should still go to your show because you're from fucking New England. If we did that more, had more parties, more festivals, just more networking situations, that shit will be lit. But I promise you, Massachusetts is coming the fuck up. Like, shout out to Millie's. Like, even the 791 Cal, the whole HSM movement, how they kind of put us on the map too. Joyner Lucas, Dita Flyers, Bia. There's mad people out here that have really put us on the map, and I even feel like we gonna get up there.
Most definitely.
We halfway there.
Most definitely. Most def. And I love the courage you got in us, because you can't just be an artist and not think that the place where you repping from can't come in.
Yeah, there's so many personalities out here, and there's so many dope niggas out here that nobody taps into because everybody's too busy worrying where everybody's from and not really looking at everybody's so biased. That's the problem. I don't like that.
So it's the open-mindedness that you're looking for, and I respect that wholeheartedly. So open-minded. What are the guiding forces in your life? Right? It can be spiritual, it could be religious, it could be a principle instilled in you from your mother, your father, your auntie, your grandma. And what is your intentions with your career? Those are the last two questions I really want you to think about. And what would you say for Sin?
God.
Intentions and guiding forces.
God. More than anything, God. I'm a heavy believer in God. I don't think I have a religion. Like, my mom and them was Catholic, but God. My team, once again, PUTINWORK Studios, Noble Museum TV, BNF Podcast, my team, and the certain people in my life. If I could name them, I would, but it's just more than enough people, and we're wrapping up. Just having a good support system in God, believe, pray, stay prayed up, and I don't care if you're worshiping a chihuahua and you think that's your God, pray to God. And just believe.
And what are your intentions? Where do you want to take this?
Like I said, I just want to take this to the point where we are here. You got to invite Boston to the VMAs. You got to invite Boston to the BET Awards, the Grammys. I want it to a point where we have the Boston team people, like a group of people from Boston that really made it out. Like, we have so many people from out here that just... I don't know, it just never gets spotlighted. Like, that is my thing. I want us to be so lit and so raw and so real, and we are, and just take off.
That's beautiful. I want to say thank you so much, Sin, for pulling through. You came through. You did an interview. This is your first interview ever, and you seem like a natural. I love the fact that you came in and you really did put in work with Put in Work Studios and Put in Work
Yes,
TV.
I did.
You came in here, you were confident, you answered every question, and now your audience knows a little bit more about you.
That's what I wanted.
They can check you out, and if there's anything you got to say to the people, anybody you got to shout out, let the camera know right now. Let your peoples know because they support you, they love you. We appreciate you coming here and giving your time. So now's your time to shoot.
Okay, so a big shout out to Put in Work Studios. I love y'all so much. Y'all believe in me so much, and y'all been giving me the strength to believe in myself. Big shout out to fucking Brockton for making me who I am. Northside shouted. Northside shouted. R.I.P. to all the real niggas. Free all the real niggas. Shout out to all the talent out in Massachusetts. We up next. And long story short, I am a bad, real ass bitch. I'm here to restore the fucking feeling. You do not need to be dropping bread on your body and your face every year to be a bad bitch. You do not need to be out here doing the weirdest shit to get to the top. Be yourself. Be real. And most importantly, make sure you get some fucking money. Right?
Y'all heard it from Cinner herself. Get some motherfucking money.
Love y'all.
Thank you for coming in. That's the end, man.